Tanya, and I'm so honored to bring you guys divine intel and wisdom week after week. This week, we're going to do this a little differently. I've got 3 piles up here, and I want you to go ahead, center yourself, close your eyes, and take a moment to just take a few breaths, and then look at the picture of the 3 piles, and then pick any one, 2, or 3. So that's 3 categories, and the cards in each pile will be valid to each of those groups, 1, 2, or 3. Alrighty, so pile number 1, group number 1, I'm going to pick the first card. Rest and rejuvenate. So I think it's pretty obvious. We are being asked to rest and rejuvenate. You might be pushing yourself too hard. Maybe you're not able to prioritize yourself. And as I always like to remind people, the output in the world that we create for ourselves is basically a response to how we feel in our inner worlds. So if you're feeling fatigued and you're feeling like your output in the world is just not adding up, no matter what you're doing, no matter how organized you are, no matter how diligent you are, then perhaps you might need to rest and rejuvenate. We in these modern times have completely forgotten that rest is an equally important part of our lives. If you look at the cycles of nature, you see that winter, where most other living animals go into hibernation, exists for a reason. Because there is a time, a cycle of rest. There is night time. Again, reminding us that all cycles have their place, all aspects have their place in the natural order, in the natural divine order of things. So if you've been pushing yourself too much, this is a reminder to rest and rejuvenate. It could be as simple as taking a day off or staying in bed, curling up with your favorite book, perhaps going to a restorative yoga class or a yoga nidra class instead of an active asana class, perhaps going for a gentle walk instead of a run in the morning. Just connecting with nature, connecting to your partner or a friend with whom you choose to go for a walk with. It could be something really simple, but that can feel restful, respectful, and loving to yourself. Cool. The next card for pile number 1 is Sacral Chakra. This came up even last week for the overall reading, and I'm not surprised to see it in here today again, because once again we are being asked to look at our emotions, our old belief systems, our traumas, our addictions. Are we addicted to work and not resting enough? Are we addicted to creating and hustling and always staying in a masculine energy? Because this is asking you to come into flow. The sacral chakra is all about the water element. It's asking you, how can you flow in your life more? How can you choose to let go of control, which is very masculine, and come into that feminine energy? This is a reminder to you that if you're pushing too hard, this rest, just resting, could help balance your sacral chakra. Doing nothing but just choosing to rest and take it easy and slow down. Now, I understand for many of us, the holidays don't permit us to get enough rest. But choosing to love ourselves is an extension of choosing habits, making choices that are more respectful to ourselves. So even though you might be letting someone else down, perhaps your family needs you at this time, perhaps you have a deadline, not choosing yourself first. That's how all of those imbalances in this chakra are formed. When we suppress our own needs, when we're not able to prioritize ourselves with love, and we're not able to have healthy boundaries with others. So if you need to rest, be unapologetic of it. Speak your truth, explain to your loved ones in the way that seems respectful to you and to them, and allow yourself this holiday season to rest and restore your sacral chakra. Alrighty, let's see what's coming up for people in pile number 2, emotional loss. I think again tuning into what this last weekend has brought in for all of us, the 12-12 portal, a time of rebirth, I can tell you that all of Sunday I was just in bed, not because I was unwell or tired, because my body just wanted to restore, because my body just wanted to perhaps process all that accelerated energy from Source, from the Divine that was pouring into us during that portal. And it almost felt like a rebirth in a way, where we are letting go an aspect of ourselves to give birth to a new version of ourselves, where we're allowing the 12 strands of DNA, which are dormant in some of our cases, to be activated, where we are learning to operate from that place. So, this emotional loss could, for some of you, feel like you're losing something, you're losing a loved one, you're losing your control, you're losing a perception of what you thought you always wanted. But actually, this emotional loss is a clearing. It's a cleaning of energy that has become stagnant and no longer is required in your life. If you look at the image, there is this being with his hands upon his heart chakra. This is a time for you to look into your heart and say, can I let go with more ease? What do I need to let go of? What limiting belief, what perspective, what belief system is standing in the way of me feeling more freedom? What am I ready to let go of that I'm standing in my own way of because of my ego? Can I allow this to move away from my life so that new can be birthed at this time? The emotional loss card is also about change. And as I see it, the universe and the divine always, always, always has our best interests at heart. So when there is change, embrace it. It may seem like there are growing pains. It may seem like the caterpillar, you're completely reduced to mush before you can become that beautiful butterfly. But don't let this emotional loss keep you there for too long. A teacher of mine once said that life is 50% joy and 50% suffering. But we can change that into 80% joy and 20% suffering, or 85% joy and 15% suffering, just by our response of it. If this time is feeling heavy for you, tune into the Ho'oponopono, the I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Just do it with yourself. Just do it to the aspect of you that is hurting from losing this, from having this emotional loss. It is so therapeutic and it can just completely reset your energy. Oh my gosh. The next card for pile number 2 is solar plexus. So I think we're really being taken right into the deep core of things. But we no longer can just sit on the surface and scratch on the surface. We need to go deep. We need to transform our energy from within. The solar plexus energy is so powerful. It is literally the sun within our systems, the divine within us. It illuminates every aspect of us. This card is a card of confidence, it's a card of conviction, it's a card of stepping into your power. Now, I don't mean power as power like forceful power. I mean empowered energy, where you can step into any scenario with the sense that the divine has your back, that the universe has your back. Tap into the aspect of you that is always powerful. The solar plexus can actually be invigorated by literally just standing in front of the sun, the light of the sun, the morning sun, the evening sun, and just bringing it into your being, allowing yourself to be bathed by the rays of the sun. And it can be something so simple to bring yourself into balance. This might also be a reminder that in certain areas, some of you might be pushing against the flow, maybe trying to use manipulation, force, your power to belittle someone. This is a reminder that that is an illusion of power. It's not going to get you anywhere. If you want to tap into balanced power, allow yourself to connect to the sun, to connect to the sun within you. Literally place your hands upon your solar plexus and take 5 to 7 deep breaths and allow yourself to awaken the sun within you. And now we move to pile number 3. So all of you who picked number 3, this is your reading. Destiny. This is a card that shows movement towards your fortune, towards abundance. The Destiny card is all about you seeing projects that were lingering on, that were not completing, or perhaps you just didn't know what you should do next. Maybe you just felt stuck. Maybe you had an idea, but it was not crisp yet. Now, this card signifies that whatever ideas you're getting at this time, they are to be trusted and they are taking you forward towards whatever it is that you wish to go forward with. It could be a business, it could be a book that you're writing, it could be a change in the way you operate your business. It is definitely a change card, but coming back to Destiny, this is for some of you, it is almost like coming a full circle. It is like seeing that I learned this lesson in the past and I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to learn from it and use my wisdom to change my scenario, to change my life. And the Destiny card is reminding us that things, no matter how tough they seem, there are always solutions. It's asking you not to focus on the problem, but to focus on the solution. Once again, I'm being guided to introduce Ho'oponopono. In this scenario, if there is an aspect, an old situation that brings you to your knees, that really cripples you, that makes you shrivel up, a person that makes you uncomfortable, and you want to move forward from it, you want to move past that destiny, you can bring again the Ho'oponopono prayer, the simple phrases of I love you, I thank you, please forgive me, and I'm sorry, to yourself, simply to yourself, not even to the other person, and allow and see how the energy shifts, because this is a sign of that movement, a sign of that energy changing, getting rebirth, getting reinvented, getting recycled. So this is a really beautiful message for people who've picked number 3, pile number 3. There is some really big positive change coming your way. Keep an eye for opportunities and see what it is in your destiny that is opening up at this time for you to embrace wholeheartedly. And the second card for pile number 3 is Heart Chakra. I think our guides and angels really want us to focus on the central system of our body, and it's really reminding us to look into the deep aspects. As I said, no longer scratching the surface, going deep into what makes us feel vulnerable and embracing and comforting those aspects of ourselves. For people in pile number 3, if you see both, the lady on the card is also holding a hand on the heart chakra, and the heart chakra card is up here. This is just a double confirmation for you guys that whatever's in your heart's desires, whatever you've always felt that you're destined to do that work, no longer shy away from it. We all, when we are working in our lives, make a little progress, get comfortable, get complacent, and then we don't allow ourselves to move forward easily. I also want to remind you that moving forward is not always a masculine energy of action, action, action. It can also be the energy of receptivity. Receiving the gifts that are coming to you is also an allowance. It's also progress in its own way. And as I'm seeing this card show up for you guys, it is reminding us that if you have been wanting to do something that's been in your heart of hearts, it could be anything that you know that you were born to do, no longer delay it. Destiny and the Wheel of Fortune is working in your favor. The heart chakra is telling you, pay attention to your heart's desires. You are ready. You are ready to now go and embrace those opportunities, embrace what's coming your way. And also, the heart chakra is reminding you to be open to give and receive all that's coming your way. There has to be an equal measure of giving and receiving. So as you move forward, there might be someone who's important to your life, with whom you need to accept and receive the gift. Be open to that. When you have to give someone your energy, give them the gift of whatever it is you offer in the world, whether it's your wisdom, whether it's your understanding, whether it's your direction, whether you're a mentor to someone. Allow that to flow through you with ease. Allow yourself to also receive an equal measure as you give, because that is important in the heart chakra, to be balanced, to receive and then from that receptivity to give again, and that is the cycle of the heart chakra. So that's what I'm seeing for pile number 3, and I'm getting guided to pick one card to close the reading as an overall reading for all watching. Alrighty, as you saw, the card jumped out. It's transformation. It came up last week as well. Transformation, all of that has come up for each of you in whatever pile you picked, is bringing transformation to live upon the earth and to continue to grow and evolve and transform is something that never stops. We might see transformation as something that is painful, something that is a constant change, that's a constant. But it is in that change that the cycle of nature, the cycle of the divine, the cycles of the universe are at play. And transformation is something you need to allow. The more we are in resistance, the more we block our blessings. And that's why this card is reminding me and you to stay in a state of allowance, to let go of resistance and allow the transformation to occur. It can be in the most simple way. And one thing I want to remind you all is that we don't always have to learn a lesson or transform through pain. Transformation can be a joyful experience as well. So this week, see where in your life you're being asked to step up, where in your life you're asked to receive, to rest and just allow, and how the transformation is occurring in the most mystical, magical, beautiful and joyful ways. Keep an eye out for your blessings. This is your message for the week. From the 14th to the 21st of December 2021. So this is your reading for this week, and I will see you guys next week.